Hey you guys, welcome and welcome back to Mom Jeans by NUTCASE. It is yours truly, the NUTCASE Casey Nicole, and we are back again with the shenanigans, honey. And today we're going to be talking about inner beauty versus outer beauty, because I feel like there's a misconception and a misunderstanding of like how this works. And I've spoken about this before when I was doing, I think, one of the reviews on Love is Blind. I can't remember which one it was. I feel like it was the one with Amy and Johnny, because their whole relationship connection was really pure. But it made me kind of want to talk about this a little bit deeper, just because of the fact that like our society right now is centered so much around outer beauty, to the point where if you show up a certain way, people are not going to listen to you. People are not going to hear you out. They're not going to even consider the things that you have to say or what it is that you have in terms of your opinion if you don't present yourself in an appealing or aesthetically appealing way. And I think we need to look at that, because it's really superficial, and I feel like it's really diminishing the quality of opinions and the dynamics of conversation that we're able to have together as a collective. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, you guys, so y'all be sure to do all the things, like the video, subscribe, comment below, and let me know what you think about this. This particular topic kind of popped up in my mind, not just because of the Love is Blind show, but because of the fact that I've been seeing a lot about this girl Rolly from like Zeus Network. I guess she was on like Baddies or something like that. I don't know. I guess it's a show. Listen, I cannot watch any of that, because my patience and my mind will literally be melted into mush. Like, I have no patience level to listen to a bunch of people, whether they're men or women, whether they're gay or straight, whatever their identification is. I can't listen to a bunch of people arguing. It just won't compute. But I've been seeing a lot on social media about her like going through this whole like plastic surgery, liposuction, BBL journey or something like that. And it really made me think about how much we focus on outer beauty, how much we as individuals sometimes even are programmed to think that this is more important, when in reality it's not. Like, when I've seen clips of this girl, and this is subjective because again, I have not watched any of these shows. I've just seen commentary on what other people have to say and videos of her in short form on social media when they pop up or scroll past my screen. But from what I've seen of this girl, it looks like she has a lot of inner work to do. It looks like she tries to compensate for whatever insecurities that she has, whatever she feels like she lacks, by being really boisterous and loud and like overly aggressive with her tone and the way that she speaks to people. And I just don't think that having a BBL or changing your body physically through surgery is a way to combat those insecurities, because you can see her exhibiting it in the ways that she reacts and responds to situations. She really does not like herself. She definitely does not love herself. And I think a lot of us think that if people are beautiful on the outside, then that warrants for them to be smarter or more intelligent or more experienced in a certain topic or subject, when that actually is not true. it's like we're kind of playing in our own face and fooling ourselves because there's so much knowledge and information that could be given from sources that are maybe unlikely or unorthodox, and we don't even see it. We don't even pay attention to it. The things that people have to say, it's like we literally have to show up as a perfect vessel for anyone to listen to the things that we have to say, or for anyone to listen to things people have to say. It's like they have to be perfect when it comes to their hair. They have to be perfect when it comes to their facial features and how they groom themselves. And I'm not saying that grooming is not important. I realize that grooming is important, but it's kind of like an analogy for when a person discounts or diminishes what a homeless person says. Like, if you've ever looked down on homeless people because they're homeless, instead of talking to them or maybe listening to their stories, it goes to show that you may be a person who doesn't value purity of experience. And I'm not biblical, you guys. I'm definitely not the person who is going to be pushing scripture down your throat, because a lot of it I don't even know. But I think that was a topic that came up in the Bible when it comes to Jesus, okay? It doesn't matter how a person looks. It more so matters when you listen to them, what it is that they say. And that's kind of the problem that I have in society right now with a lot of influencers and a lot of people who are kind of molding the younger generation to be trashy and to be unequivocably low vibrational. Okay. It's a lot of kids who are growing up in a doggy dog world because their influences are trash pretty much. And I think we all need to take a closer look at what we see as valuable and what we see as important when it comes to aesthetics. It's like, if you look at the Kardashians, they're some of the most influential people right now on this planet. And what do? They literally, I don't know, they literally like focus on outer beauty for a majority of the things that they peddle to people in society. I'm not saying that they're horrible people because I don't know them. I can't say that. But when you think about the things that they teach people through their actions, because actions speak louder than words, it doesn't seem like it's anything valid. It doesn't seem like it's anything beneficial to the progression of our society. It more so feels like it's dumbing us down. It more so feels like we're being tricked and bamboozled. Okay. And I think that's what's going on with a lot of influencers. And if you think about the situation with Rolly and how she's just gone through this whole process of getting this BBL, and then she steps out and now her butt's bigger, but has her attitude changed? Has her personality evolved? Has she done anything to like benefit society for the better? Heck no. But you got thousands of people who are invested in this. And part of it is our fault as consumers, because if we don't consume the content, then the content won't become viral. However, there is also an aspect of it being forcibly pushed down our throats. So regardless of if you want to see it, just like me, I'm not watching Baddies, I'm not watching Zeus Network, but I still know who this girl is because either other people are talking about her or there's some type of social media website that pops up on my timeline that references who she is. And I just think it's a slippery slope. I think it's a really slippery slope that we're sliding down right now, and it's becoming steeper and steeper and steeper. And a lot of people don't think it's important, but it is very important because outer beauty is gonna fade. That's the biggest thing about this. It's like the outer beauty is gonna fade one day, because I'm 32 now. Had to count. I'm 32 and I've been seeing the Kardashians since like my mid to late teenage years, watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians on, I guess, E! Network or whatever channel that was on cable. And as I have grown, they have also grown. As I have aged, they have also aged. And the fact that they're going to be old and crusty one day and they're going to be looking crazy, but have in their lifetime, they will have influenced so many people to like plastic surgery and drastic methods to like change your outer beauty. It's scary to me. It's scary to me because no matter how much you fool with your body, no matter how much you fool with your face, no matter how much you try to change the outer image of how you look and of who you are, the inside still remains the same. And it just feels like to me that it's a battle that's unwinnable. It's a fight that's unwinnable. And a lot of this does center around women and the insecurities that are placed on women when it comes to beauty. But it's like now people are coming out talking about how men are getting plastic surgery as well. I know they were chewing Drake out for supposedly getting plastic surgery. And And I know that there's a lot of men who have also gotten sucked into the trap of beauty standards. And I think it's important for us to really see it, like, because these things happen so slowly and so gradually. And people just think, oh, when the Kardashians are peddling this new makeup, it's harmless. Or when Rolly's out here getting a BBL on live television, it's harmless. But all of these things snowball into a bigger result that creates a negative effect on our psyches and the way that we look at ourselves and the way that we see society. And I just, I got a soft spot in my heart for the kids because, I don't know, I just want my children to be able to live in a world that's not so dysfunctional. And while it is my responsibility as a mother and as a parent to try to shield them from certain levels of dysfunction, there's only so much as an individual that I can do. So for me, when I see certain influencers out there getting boosted up because of their body or because of their face or because of their money or because of the ways that they're able to kind of manipulate their outward appearance or their outward environment, but they're not actually a good person, it really breaks my heart. Like, it really makes me feel bad about like where we've come to as a society. Unfortunately, this fact about exterior aesthetic beauty, it honestly trips men up the most when it comes to the way that they view the world. I think that women get caught up in the beauty standards a lot more than men. I feel it affects women more personally when it comes to their own views of themselves. But I think when it comes to men, it's so sad because a lot of young men don't understand that outer beauty doesn't mean a person is beautiful on the inside. Outer beauty doesn't mean that a person is non-toxic or beneficial to your overall well-being. It just means that they have outer beauty, right? And when men end up attracted to or drawn to women who are more their type, and those women are more outwardly aesthetically beautiful, or that's the first thing that they think about when they think about acceptability in a partner, it's like they're being set up to fail. And listen, it's their own fault because obviously, this is an age-old declaration that inner beauty is what counts more. But I'm like, dang, it's sad for them having to live through these insufferable women who are only worried about how they look on the outside and not worried about their actual heart on the inside. And a lot of times after that experience, men become very bitter because it's like either that woman has done something to them that exhibits their negative behavior and exhibits their true personality, which is probably super ugly, or if they're not bitter, it could be a situation where they lose a lot of their confidence and they don't actually believe in themselves to the point where they're able to see clearly through situations where people are maybe toxic. And ultimately, if they're in that state of mind where they're either bitter or lacking of confidence or dealing negatively with rejection and kind of projecting that on everybody else who they deal with, then that's when we as women have to deal with it. Then that's when a lot of our relationships become affected, because once that man meets a woman who actually has inner beauty and sees her for who she really is, he doesn't know how to deal with that woman. He doesn't know how to address that woman. He doesn't know how to talk to that woman. And I just think it's crazy. I feel like the beauty standards in our society are crazy, and they're driving people to do things that are harmful to themselves physically and also harmful to themselves like mentally and spiritually as well. Now, I'm just saying, it's just crazy to me to see this girl on this operating table and they talking about her getting that fat transfer, and then to see some of the videos that came out after that where she's like shaking her ass and acting like, oh my goodness, like my life is so much better now that I got this done. And it's like the outer beauty is so focused on, like, I just wish that people would see that shit is a lie. Like, it's a total scam. It's a total scam. And it's tricky because sometimes you may have a person that is outwardly attractive, but they also have good qualities on the inside and they're actually a good person, and they end up a lot of times being categorized either by friends or prospective love interests as somebody who is like those people who are beautiful on the outside and ugly on the inside. It's like you can't win for losing. Because I mean, for me personally, like, I've experienced that, and I consider myself to be attractive no matter what I have on. Like, I've come on social media with a hat on, like a little winter skull cap, no makeup, no lashes, face is not done. And to me personally, like, I don't see any problem with that, but I had to realize, like, if you look at some of my older videos, you'll see what I mean. Like, I was just kind of in a phase where I didn't care about like the beauty standards, and I still really don't. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily help people to want to hear what you have to say, like I said earlier. So I've seen both sides of the situation. When I decide to go out the house and not really do anything to my face, not put on a wig, not make myself look societally acceptable when it comes to my aesthetic and how I present myself, I see how I'm treated differently. Like, men don't open the door for me. Women kind of like side-eye me and look me up and down at times. Like, I get negative results from both sides. But then if I were to go out like this and have my lashes on and do some makeup and put on some hair or dress a certain way, then the doors start opening up. Then the "hey, how are you doing" start coming out. Then it's like, "hey boo, excuse me girl." Like, it's more, I'm treated more politely in society. And I think it's always been like that. I don't really think that this is something that we can necessarily just eradicate and change. And I don't necessarily think it should be completely eradicated. But what I do feel is that it's really important, just when it comes to the conversations that are going on, when it comes to the just pure tomfoolery and bullshit that people are talking about online and in social settings, it's really important for us to be able to see past the vessel in order to get the message. Let me say that again. It's important for us as individuals to be able to see past the vessel in order to get the message, because I feel like a lot of us are quickly racing towards some level of ignorance or damnation because we're listening to people who present in a vessel that we feel like we should be able to accept and trust, but that are not truly trustworthy on the inside and don't actually have the character to be able to back up their position and the influence that they've been given. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe. I love to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for everyone's support of the channel. I really love to see it, and I'm really happy to like do these videos for y'all. It's very interesting to express my opinions, and if you have any topics that you want me to talk about, you can either leave them in comments below or you can email them to me. I am more than happy to talk about the things that you guys want to discuss, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.